Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it is going to be EvilZoe. Not just Zoe, but EvilZoe. And taking on EvilZoe is going to be TyrT, a bot that I cast every now and then. However, it has been looking pretty good lately. And so we have got ourselves a TVZ, but more importantly, a bot versus bot match. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this one, make sure to go ahead, slap that like button. If you haven't already, join the Discord, which is linked down below, and leave a comment that says more bots if you want to see more of these bots, as I definitely enjoy casting them. I think I will be casting some of the ESL, the ESL Masters, since they released their replays. So keep an eye out for some of that. And yeah, we have got just a normal looking macro game starting out between these two, with EvilZoe literally telling us macro ZVZ. And here just saying good luck, have fun. We got speed mining going on from both of these bots. You can tell with those little clicks all over the place. Whoever figured that one out was a very smart individual. The first person to implement that, but it does give quite a significant increase in mining rate. If I recall, it's like somewhere in the area of like 10% faster mining, which in StarCraft 2 is a darn big deal. And that's part of the reason why these bots, once they get their macro going, they kind of just explode all over the place. Now we do have just a Reaper on the way for Tyr, getting up a little bit of a depot wall going at the front, and then we'll see what it's going to go for behind this, as Tyr is I think can go for pushes every now and then, whereas EvilZoe, we all know, is the Ling King. So we'll see if how those two are going to butt heads potentially. We've got a Reaper moving across the map, going to actually run right on by, but does manage to block that third hatchery. However, doesn't quite queue into it. It's on a mission to get to the main base, and now it is scouting out. We got a factory on the way for Tyr. Marine working away on that Overlord. Where's that Reaper gotten to? Just running all the way around. And then those two Lings are coming on in here. However, the Marine will move to intercept them. There's no complete depot wall, so those depots will raise, but unfortunately there's one missing. SCVs are actually being pulled against this, so a big overreaction by TyrT. It's got that early game defense, however, it is definitely overkill. That is a lot of lost binding time just for a couple of Zerglings. The Reaper is also just hanging out, still not here to help clean this up. So yeah, big success there for Zoe, being able to pull off a lot of SCVs off the mineral line just for a couple of Lings. That being said, speed mining and all that, there is a third command center on the way for TyrT. An incredibly greedy play. However, Zoe already does have its third base just about done. And then getting up a couple of gases, a Roach Warren, and just a lot more Queens on the way. We do have a Hellion presence building for the Terran, so we'll see how it's going to utilize those, whether it will go for a run-by or incorporate them into a push. We will see, as there is now a Liberator on the way. And yeah, this is just such a greedy game from Tyr already. We'll see how EvilZoe is going to potentially counter this. The Hellions are moving on out onto the map for Tyr. We'll see if they're able to get anything done. I don't think they'll be able to get too much done. Then we've got Stimpak going on for Tyr, so it is a very greedy build. Just, this is what a Terran does when you want to be greedy on the ladder. You're like, alright, I'll get my Stimpak researching, because I'll need that eventually, but I'm not going to build anything till I get my third command center up and running. So, very greedy play there. We've got these Hellions being zoned out by the Queens. Looks like they toasted up a couple of Lings. However, yeah, the Queens will keep them zoned out. And we've got Burrow on the way, Carapace on the way for EvilZoe. And yeah, third base getting established for Tyr, so gonna be able to drop triple mules, producing SCVs as fast as it can. However, the Zerg bot's now getting up its own fourth. And these Hellions are being pushed back by a singular Roach. Seeing as how Hellions are garbage against Roaches, we see that being very much the case in this situation, as it even uses a scan to try and kill the Roach. So good behavior, but bad behavior by Tyr, as it doesn't actually have the firepower to kill that Roach, so burning a scan on that. Oh, and it burns another one. Oh, that's not good. This one Roach is living rent-free in TyrT's head. Oh, another one, no! Wait, was that another scan? Yeah, okay, it's scanning all over the place. So TyrT just burns a lot of scans. We do have a Liberator harassing in the main base, however, going to be shooting some of those drones. Definitely messes with the speed mining, as we saw EvilZoe trying to reposition those workers. Not quite sure how many kills that got, but it was a good number, as we've seen 19 drones go down this game. So EvilZoe will have to replace those, all the while Tyr is now getting up its racks production, so already up at 5 barracks, going to be able to start pumping out siege tanks. Got the 1-1 on the way, so we are heading still towards this macro game with this light harassment. That Liberator was very well done though, but EvilZoe did have the behavior to clean that up. Hydroden on the way. We'll see if there's going to be lurkers or anything like that. And yeah, everything's looking pretty darn normal. It's notable that Tyr has slowed its worker production a little bit. Wasn't producing SCVs for a second there, so I'm not sure what the reason for that was. But it is approaching that 3-base saturation. We'll see if it goes for a 4th or whether it's just going to be an attack mode. 24 Zerglings are on the way for EvilZoe. This is where the Ling harassment is going to be starting relatively soon, I think. That is one of the things that Zoe does, is assign multiple groups of Lings for harassment. The Terran bot is very well defended for now, with its army posted up at this 3rd base. However, if it does move out, it could be vulnerable, and we do see Zergling Squad 1 starting attack on the natural. Will it make it by these siege tanks, or are they just gonna take the safe way around? Looks like they do take the safe way around. We see an attack on the natural, an attack on the main. The depot wall was completed, so the main base should be safe, I imagine. SCVs are immediately pulled. They are running to safety as these Lings are trying to close on top of this. The depot wall gets raised, and these Marines are coming in to cut up these Lings, so they're not going to get too much done, actually, as there's just a lot of units. Yeah, 0 worker kills from both groups of Lings. That is definitely not the first or the last group of Lings that Zoe will sacrifice there. Zoe up to 88 workers, so its economy is ballooning up, all the while Tyr's mining is much, much lower than its opponent. I'm not sure if that's because it's not dropping all the mules it should be, as it dropped 1. But then it also, yeah, hasn't got a 4th base or anything on the way, so we are seeing this harassment get off once again, and this is where the mining really got reduced, as the SCVs are pulled away, which is good. However, it's not good, as that's a lot of lost mining time. And it's just going to be constant Ling attack here for Zoe, as in comes another attack, out goes the SCVs. So while the Lings aren't really getting much direct damage done, they are getting a lot of mining time being pulled off. We've got Infestors now on the way for EvilZoe, so it's coming on in for an attack towards this 3rd base. Corrosive Bile hits so many of the medivacs. The tanks are going to work wonders here, and the Bio Army is formidable for Tyr, but once those Infestors are out, it's going to be a little bit concerning, and it's going to be on the Terran bot to get off a very successful attack, which it's actually going for now as it moves on out. Lots of Bio Medivacs to heal up these Marines. There's Ling counterattacks being queued up as this goes on, though, and this is problematic as Tyr's army is moving across the map. Looks like it is committed to the attack. The Corrosive Biles are perfect, though, or the control for Tyr's Marines Medivacs was not, as, oh my gosh, this Terran army gets destroyed as the tanks get neural parasited. There wasn't a fungal, but the tanks became traitors. The Lings are now harassing at the natural of Tyr once more, as the tank and a couple Marauders can't deal with all these Lings. So many SCVs have died. And now EvilZoe is just moving in for an attack. Tyr tried to go for a push, but the corrosive biles were so perfect on those medivacs. That was just ridiculous how well that was done. We see a bit of splitting there against those biles, but the medivacs definitely were not split earlier. One tank is set up, however, it gets corrosive bile down. The third is broken, and I think Tyr is just dead in this game as it keeps trying to get an add-on on that Rax amidst all the chaos. Just bought things, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Zoe showing us what a macro machine it is, as it just got up in that supply and it just destroyed Tyr. Tyr wasn't turtly enough, wasn't aggressive enough, and yeah, Zoe is such an underrated bot, as it's just so aggressive. I might have to do like a ZVZ of Zoe against like Eris or Canonana just to see how it stacks up. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this one, make sure to go ahead, slap that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. Consider becoming a YouTube member if you do want to support this content. And yeah, what a stomp by Zoe, as it's just like, yep, all right, time to die. And that may be part of the reason why we see the better rated Terran bots. Not that Tyr's like lower by any, well, it is lower, but not like bad by any means. It's just Ketrox bot, Ben bot come to mind. They play very defensively because you need to take really good trades against this Zerg swarm. And now Tyr's lifted off and landed its burning buildings. It's like, we will rebuild. Unfortunately, it is not meant to be. I do want to see the fungal growths actually on those medivacs. So the video is pretty much done at this point, but I did want to see how the corrosive biles on those medivacs, pardon me. So there's an attack coming, and look at this, how many medivacs? There's 7 on the map, and it's just like, corrosive biles, gone. Okay, so 6 medivacs died right there. Not that I think it would have changed things too much, seeing as how Tyr tried to stim up a ramp and got neural parasited on its tanks. Yeah, it was just a terrible fight, but that was a very rough start to it. Thanks so much to everyone for watching. I'll see you guys next time.